Hello there, it's James here. Yes, it is. It's me, James, saying hello, good afternoon, how's things going? What's up? And so, ing or infinitive? Now, I did part one a long time ago, about 2 or 3 months ago, and so this is a slightly slow part two. Anyway, welcome back. Part two, irregular verbs. Yay! My tip of the week is mistakes. I love mistakes. I do. Mistakes is how we learn, folks. And when you make mistakes, you must think good things. Good things. Mistakes are good. They're wonderful. Don't be afraid of mistakes. It's all part of learning, and you must embrace them. Kiss mistakes. That's my advice to you today. And so here we go. Introduction. When two verbs are used together, yes, when we put two verbs together, you do have this choice. You've got to use the ing of the verb, I like going, or do we use the to, I like to go? And of course, like, you can use both. And so I'm going to introduce our irregular verbs today. It's just one of those memory things. So memory time, some verbs are followed by verb I enjoy. For example, I enjoy going. I fancy going. Fancy means would like in the near future. I keep going. Some verbs are followed by to in the infinitive. I decided to visit. I hope to visit. I want to visit. Not decide going, hope going, want going. No, it doesn't work. And so, for example, Maria enjoys visiting new places. Bruno fancied going to the pub. They kept walking. We decided to stay in. I hope to see you next week. He wanted to come with us. You get the idea. And so some irregular verbs. There are a few, and you have to remember them, I'm afraid. Here we go. So, for example, begin, start. Both mean the same thing. Continue, intend, bother. So, for example, she began singing. She started singing. She began to sing. She started to sing. All the same meaning. She continued singing. She continued to sing. And so you can use both, folks. You can use both. How wonderful, you say. It is wonderful. He intended going. He intended to go. He didn't bother asking. He didn't bother to ask. It's all good. But. There's always a but. Why is there always a but? I don't know. Life's complicated and interesting. She's starting to sing, but if we've got the ing with the first verb, we don't use ing with the second verb. So we don't say she's starting singing, but I do hear it sometimes. It just doesn't sound great. He's intending to go, not he's intending going. But I do hear it sometimes. Like. I like swimming. Now, I think there is a bit of a difference here. If you use the ing, it's about the experience. I like it. And if you say I like to swim, well, with like and the infinitive, I think this is more about routine, you see. This is something more to do with your head than your heart. Do you see? And so, for example, love and hate, same. I love swimming. I hate flying, the experience. I love to see you smiling is the idea rather than the experience. And so you can say, I love seeing you smiling means my heart sings. But I love to see you smiling is something about your head. It tells me, yes, this is good. It means you're happy. Right. Hate, same thing. I hate seeing food being wasted. Oh, I cry when I see it. I hate to see food being wasted means this goes against my morals, my thoughts, my ideas. And guess what? There are more. Oh, thank you, James. You're welcome. Here we go. Remember and forget. Now, remember is about an experience. Remember going is about an experience. I should say the ing is about the experience. A bit like love and like, isn't it? Please remember to bring is about responsibility. So boring stuff, infinitive, experience, ing. Try. Now this is a strange one, isn't it? Have you ever tried eating snails? Now ing is about the experiment and the infinitive is about the effort. We tried to find him, but we couldn't. Not we tried finding him. No, it doesn't work. It's not an experiment, it's effort. And so regret. Now, if we use the ing form, we're saying something about the past. I regret not saying goodbye properly. I wish I had. I regret to tell you you failed. Now this is about bad news that's coming. So I regret to tell you, oh dear. Can't help. I can't help thinking she's made a mistake. I can't help thinking. I can't stop doing something. I can't help. I can't stop. I can't stop thinking. ing. Could anyone help me to lay the table? See? Different, isn't it? Very different. And so on. There are more. There are more. Yes, there are. Now, this is one. He stopped smoking means he finished. Stopped, ing, he finished. After walking for an hour, he stopped to smoke. Now, this means you stopped one thing and you actually had a cigarette. Very bad habit, by the way. I used to smoke for years and years, but I stopped. I'm feeling very proud of myself. Prefer. Now, prefer is preference for all time, and would rather or would prefer is also possible, but more common. I'd rather is about now or past or future. I'd rather stay in tonight if that's okay. I'd prefer to stay in tonight if that's okay is possible, but most of the time rather. I'd rather have stayed in last night, preference about the past. I'd rather you didn't tell her about my plans, or tell her my plans, I beg your pardon. Mistake. Mistakes are good. I love mistakes. I'd rather you hadn't told her my plans. You see, I'd rather you hadn't told her my plans. So now we have advise and allow. Now this is strange, and I will say why. They advised getting the bus. But if you have people, somebody is the SB, somebody, then we go, they advised us to get. Oh, I love English, don't you? The school doesn't allow eating in class. You are not allowed to eat in class. You are not allowed to eat in class. We don't say it is not allowed, by the way. It is not allowed to eat in class. No, we can say it is not allowed, full stop, but we can't have it in a sentence. We must say you. You are not allowed to eat. So the school doesn't allow eating. You are not allowed to eat in class. Interesting. Suggest and recommend is very similar. She suggested eating out. Sounds like a good idea, but I don't have any cash. Sorry. She suggested we eat out. Now notice it's we, not us. So she suggested we eat out, and recommend is the same. She recommended eating out. She recommended we eat out. Pause and practice. Pause and practice. That is another bit of advice from me to you. And so it is time to practice. Yes, it is that wonderful time of the day when James helps me with my grammar. And so here we go. Number one, I started play the piano when I was about 5 and have continued play ever since. And so, yes, we can use both. I started playing. I started to play the piano. Both are good. When I was about 5 and have continued both. Playing or to play ever since. And you can mix them up, right? So I started to play the piano when I was about 5 and have continued playing ever since. It is fine. They're both fine. Shh. Number 2. The teacher is starting talking. Well, no. ing, we don't like this, so we say starting to talk. Susanna really likes play tennis and likes play at least once a week. So obviously this is about liking something, your heart and your head, routine. And so Susanna really likes playing tennis and likes to play at least once a week. Melissa will always remember, experience, ing or infinitive. Of course it's the infinitive. No, it's not. It's another mistake from James. Ha ha ha. It's the ing. Experience is about ing. Of course it is. Silly me. Number 5. Theo forgot. Forgot. Now, is this an experience or is this just a duty, a boring responsibility? I think it's a responsibility. Forgot to bring. He forgot his umbrella. To bring his umbrella. So he got soaked. Soaked means very wet. If you can't sleep, try, this is an experiment, try counting sheep in your imagination. Try counting sheep or doing more exercise. This is about your experiment, isn't it? Maybe it will work, maybe not, maybe it will, maybe not. Not, I think, effort in this case. I regret, in the past, not visiting more places, but I tried to see. It was effort. It was effort, you see, so I tried to see most of the places on my list. I wasn't being nosy, means too curious. It means get out of it. None of your business. I wasn't being nosy, but I couldn't help, ing, couldn't help overhearing what you were saying. Overhearing means you hear something, but you weren't listening. Do you see what I mean? Maria suggested, now head is a very good natural English word and it just means go. Where are you heading? I'm heading off now. Maria suggested heading into London and grabbing something to eat. Grabbing means doing something quickly. It's just a short time. It doesn't mean aggressive taking, although it can mean that too. And so Maria suggested heading into London and grabbing something to eat. So a quick meal. Quick meal. Chris advised me, and so of course, joining. No, silly James. It's to join. Chris advised me to join one of the groups to see a musical in the West End. Would you like some more practice? Oh, good. Here it is. I asked them to be quiet, but they continued. Both. Yes, remember both. Chatting or to chat. Both fine. We wanted visiting? No, of course not. We wanted to visit Edinburgh. Edinburgh. Notice pronunciation. Edinburgh. Edinburgh in August. But we tried effort or experiment. I think it's effort, isn't it? We tried booking or to book a hotel without success. Well, yes, both. Interesting. Now, if you want to say effort, you say to book. If you want to say experiment, you say booking. And so I think I prefer to book, but booking may be possible. You decide. Write me an email. Write me a comment. Yes. Number 13. I hate to see our planet being slowly destroyed, or I hate seeing. I think it depends on what kind of person you are. Are you an emotional person, seeing, or are you more sort of rational, but it's still a terrible thing to see? He was very rude. Number 14. He was very rude and didn't even bother. Of course, both. Wonderful. While we were traveling around France, we stopped. Now, did you stop doing this thing, or did you stop and do this thing? Well, I think you stopped and did it, in which case we stopped to visit some of the vineyards. Notice pronunciation? Vineyards. Vineyards is where you find wine. Number 16. Carlo advised everyone to see London at night and suggested meeting up in Soho. Yes, everyone to see, but suggested meeting, no people, ing. Number 17. I'll never forget Liverpool thrashing. Thrashing means to beat a lot, or convincingly, possibly better English. I'll never forget Liverpool thrashing. Wonderful experience. Barcelona 4-0. When we have football scores, we say 0 for 0. We don't say 4-0, we say 4-0. N-I-L, nil. At Anfield in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Number 18. This could be the last one. How sad. I regret to tell you this is the last practice sentence. I regret to tell you there will be a test on Friday, but not this week. And so, folks, there it is. It is time to say all the best. See you later. Bye. And so if you like this video and you would like to see more, perhaps you want to click on the subscribe button. Maybe not. Anyway, all the best.